gasoline I smell?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing as always, and it's me, Joe, as always, guys. And today I want to talk about a horror movie that everybody is excited about: Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, I okay, jokes aside, this movie is just fucking terrible. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, every time I talk about any horror movie at all, this movie is just really, really bad. And I sort of knew that this movie is not gonna, win any awards or anything like that. But I was, I was expecting a decent horror movie, like a decent slasher movie. I wasn't expecting much. But what we've got is just a terrible, terrible movie. Honestly, a terrible movie. Obviously now Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain, meaning anyone can make a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, or like any Winnie the Pooh movie, doesn't matter. And yeah, this really shows, because this movie has entered the theaters. This movie is in theaters, actually, which I think that's just a joke. Because this movie is so bad. First of all, obviously, it's really a low-budget horror movie, which I don't have a problem with. I think there are horror movies, low-budget horror movies, that work magically well. Terrifier, the second Terrifier, those movies are low-budget, but they work so well. They are, well made. The cinematography is good. The kills are amazing. And, I think that the first two, or like the two Terrifier movies we got, are amazing, And so I have no issues with like low budget horror movies at all, okay? But this movie is just so bad. The cinematography is really, really bad. Some shots are kind of cool, kind of okay, sort of like you're watching the movie and you're like, oh, that shot is cool. Oh, that shot is cool. But most of the time, the cinematography is really bad. The lighting is really bad. And the soundtrack also isn't anything to write home about. Not really good. But the biggest problem with this movie is that it just doesn't utilize that it's Winnie the Pooh. And that's the problem also with the budget of this movie, right? Because Winnie the Pooh as a horror movie, I think that it could work amazingly well. I think that the Winnie the Pooh horror movie could work so well, and it could be so great. But the problem is that in this movie, you don't have Winnie the Pooh. You just have a guy with a mask, You don't have like some animatronics at all. So it all just looks so cheap. And instead of having like Winnie the Pooh horror character version or whatever, you're just getting a rip-off Michael Myers here. Like, this guy just acts like Michael Myers, And it's kind of funny. And, there were a lot of horror movies like this, with like, that are sort of like really cheap, and they are using like a really popular thing that entered, or is in the public domain. For example, the Grinch movie that came out in December. But at least there, Grinch is okay. Like, when Grinch is on the screen, you're happy. In this one, when Winnie the Pooh is on the screen, you're not happy at all, because he's just acting like a rip-off Michael Myers, So that's like my biggest issue with this movie, that it just doesn't utilize the Winnie the Pooh characters at all, It's just bizarrely bad, honestly. Like, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is just a guy in a mask, this is just not working at all. Like, what is this shit? I try to be positive with like every movie. I try to find things that are good about the movie and sort of describe it to you guys, what I think, what really worked. But in this one, this just doesn't work at all. It's bad, and it was clearly made just to make money, because they were like, okay, let's make the Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Let's make it really cheap, so we can then make some money off of it. And yeah, I mean, it worked. People are going to see this movie because they are curious, about how a movie like this, a movie like this is, how it works, or like what is it about, But yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad, and it clearly was made just for this reason, because they already announced a sequel, then a Bambi horror movie, and then also a Peter Pan horror movie. So clearly, it's just like, it's just money for them. They're gonna make some cheap horror movies. They're gonna get some money from that. I don't know what else to add. This movie is just bad. Don't pay money to see this movie in theaters. I would say just don't watch it at all. It's just not really worth it. I mean, if you want, you obviously can, but I won't gatekeep you from watching Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, but it's just not good, okay? So these are my thoughts about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, guys. Yeah, not good, not good. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about this movie down below if you've seen it. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care as always, and bye.